I'm Cynthia James, and this network is about changing lives one woman at a time. Hello, ladies, and welcome to Women Awakening. I am your host, Cynthia James, and we are changing the world one woman at a time. We're changing lives one woman at a time. We are creating beautiful impact because we're empowered and we are inspired. I'm so grateful to be with you and to bring to you women that inspire me, women that are change makers, women that are wanting to uplift the feminine. So today I'm going to introduce you to Kristen Lena. She's a coach, she's a speaker, she's a mentor, and she's leading women to heal by developing the courage to speak their truth. Now, I want to read something from her bio because this is so cool. She says, she's a catalyst for audacious self-expression and radical honesty. And after 17 years in the fitness industry, she decided that she wanted to integrate all her parts, mind, body, and spirit. And that led her into the personal development and transformational leadership. We met kind of by accident, and I got to be on her summit, and I am so excited. Kristen, welcome.
Cynthia, thank you so much. I'm just as excited as you.
Well, I really want to talk about, because, you know, we didn't know each other 2 months ago.
No, we did not. And now I feel this kindred soul sister connection with you. And that's when you know you're in alignment, right? When you attract people that you just fall in love with.
Exactly. And well, I want to talk about how you got to where you are. Because a lot of women think, oh, people who are successful and doing wonderful things, they just sort of quantum leaped into it. You know, where did you come from, and what called you into this at a soul level?
Gosh, that's so good. Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost, and thank you for providing this platform that you've created, because it is in such alignment with the things that I'm called to create and put out into the world. And that's why we are in such alignment. So what I will tell you is that my road was not a quantum leap. It was long and windy, and it was filled with self-doubt, and it was filled with self-criticism and judgment, and I'm not enoughness. And, you know, I'm the product of divorced parents. My parents divorced when I was 9. Prior to 9, life was good, easy, and fun, and happy-go-lucky. And then after that kind of fracturing of my family, one of the things that happened to me was this feeling of fear, more like a fear, a lack of security out in the world. Like, who's going to take care of me? Who's coming? You know, I had this huge realization late in life that what I had been operating from is where's the cavalry? Like, someone's coming. And what I got was, the cavalry is me. And that piece of my own growth, that piece of my own discovery had me really tap into the strength of my own inner being. And what I know here, I talk about knowing, right? We know from the head, we know things and facts and figures, we know because of what we've experienced. But there's a knowing, there's an intuition, and this is why you and I are so aligned. There's the inner knowing, the intuition, the soul, the spirit. And what I know from that place is we had it all along. Yes. And it's, for me, it has been when I say this, there's a piece in my bio it's the discarding of the pieces that aren't me. And right. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of a synopsis. And, you know, as we go through our life, and as we go through, you know, there's a lot of people who probably look at you and I and think, oh, they're so this and they're so that, and they're so well put together. And just like any human being, I'm a train wreck at times, right? I'm completely imperfect. I don't have answers that for those of you listening, I don't have answers that you don't have. I've just done I've just done enough self kind of diving into self and healing my past traumas and my past wounds, and realizing that I'm not my lacks. I am those, and that's not all that I am. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, what I love about this is that um, we are all evolutionary. We're
Mm,
all growing. We're all changing. And the work that we've done builds on the work that we've done, builds on the work that we've done. And so what I love about this is like, it's like not enoughness and feeling scared and not knowing what the next steps are, are part of the process, which I love. And so I want to just, talk about building your business, right?
mm.
So you had this vision and clearly hadn't done it before. So what were your steps? How did you start moving?
Yeah. So I graduated college with honors, with a degree in something I loved. I studied human communication, which I find so fascinating. And I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So I was really stuck. I stayed stuck, but I knew there were some things that I just absolutely knew. I knew that I wanted to have meaning in my life, that I knew that my life was meant for a higher purpose. And I didn't know exactly what that was and what that looked like and how it would, be brought to the world. But I knew that there was a path that I wasn't going to go, and that was working for people and being in a cubicle and doing that kind of work. It wasn't for me. In fact, I rejected everything that represented that. And so what that looked like was a lot of discord, a lot of distrust in myself. What I discovered when I started to dive in is what was most important to me. And what I realized was freedom is most important to me. Freedom to me means my ability to create my life, not to be dictated, right? I feel oppression, and I have felt oppression in lots of ways in society, in my family, as a role, in my role as a woman. And so what I did was I was a freedom seeker. And for me, freedom seeking is also congruent with truth seeking. So when I say that, I really started to dive into who am I? Asking these questions about who am I? Why am I here? What's most important to me? What do I value? I don't value money as much as I value freedom. I don't value status as much as I value authentic, audacious, bold self-expression. And what that means is me being me. Me being me. So I had my first child, and it was, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not working for someone else. And I started my first business. And it really was just a resolve for a vision for my life, a vision for my life. And knowing that I was meant, the deep inner knowing, sometimes it was the quietest voice, but it
Mhm.
was always there and it never went away. So my desire for freedom was really the catalyst for me starting my own, starting my first business, my fitness business.
But that's so funny because uh, I could say ditto, 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 ditto.
Uh-huh.
Because because freedom is the thing, but the thing is, it's like a lot of people have the desire and they have a drive,
Right.
but they don't have the tenacity to keep going. And so, from your point of view, what's the biggest challenge that women face in terms of fulfilling their dreams and desires?
I would say, I would say the biggest, what I'm discovering, I've discovered so many things on my path, but right now what I'm seeing is that they believe, they don't question the beliefs that were passed down, right? So there's famous quote, and I found this quote when I was young, I was in my 20s, and it said that it was from Buddha. And I don't know if that's the case, but I'm just going to say this came from Buddha. And it sounded like this: question everything, even if it is I who have taught it to you. If it doesn't align with your own reason and your own common sense, and I would actually substitute reason, common sense with your heart and your spirit and your soul. And so I have always been a seeker, and I've always questioned, is this really it? Like, is this what is this what my life is going to be? And with the inner knowing, always listening to the inner knowing, maybe not being in action about it, but what I'll say for most women is they think there's something wrong with them. They believe they don't question their beliefs. I'm not enough, right? Is a context that if you truly believe I'm not enough, it will be challenging. It will be challenging. So I would say question the conversation that is self-limiting. Question the conversation of not enoughness. Question the conversations that you're having that are getting in the way of you being in action, of you manifesting it, of you actualizing your vision, your dreams, your mission, your purpose. And also, don't think that I have never accomplished any of what I have accomplished by myself. I've never done it alone. We don't operate in a vacuum, especially women. We're meant to, I mean, Cynthia, I think about having a conversation with you and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I get just inspiration bubbles up and I feel supported. I feel loved. I feel seen. So question those self-limiting beliefs, really start to question it. And I would say the work of Byron Katie is fantastic. Is it the truth? Is it true? Could anything else be possible? Could anything else be true? And then surround yourself with women that are seekers as well, that are on the path as well. So that I've been held up so high by so many people who see me when I don't see me. And that's really a key component.
I just love that. Well, and question everything. And I want to add to that. It's like really resist nothing.
Mm,
It's like do not allow any old thought patterns and old ways of being to define how you're gonna move. You know, I as I'm listening to you, I mean, I know it hasn't been easy, but the fact that you've collaborated, that you continue to collaborate, that you've had a tribe and you nurture that tribe, and then it connects with other tribes. I think that's the time that we're in on the
100%.
planet. Exactly.
100%.
So before I end this, I want you to tell people how to find you because you're
Mm.
doing extraordinary things. How do people find you?
Yeah, thank you. So, Cynthia and I met through an event that I created where I brought in these dynamic, spiritual, female, divine leaders, of which you are, Cynthia. And it's theliberated.event.com. That is a platform that I'm really creating to empower and inspire. You said it at the intro, empower and inspire your greatness, right? So if you're watching and you're listening, there is something in you, what I call it's the inner fire. It's the desire that we have, the wants and the desires and the passions, and those don't ever go away. And you try as you might, those passions and those desires, those wants don't ever go away because they're not meant to. What you seek is seeking you. So the Liberated event really is a platform that I use to empower and inspire all of us to step in and do the things that we are lit up to do and be who we're meant to be in all of our greatness. So it's theliberated.event.com.
Love it, love it. So I ask the same last question of every guest. What is the one thing you want women to know
Mm.
about standing in their power and their awakening?
The one thing that I want every woman to know, and anyone who's listening, is that the answers are already within you. They're not over here with me as a leader or with Cynthia as a leader, that there's that. And then on the other side of that is that everything that you wants you, and this is what you're being called into. So really that the answers aren't out there. They're in here, and that's the path to truth and freedom and power is here. So I would say you have everything you need right now in this very moment. You have absolutely everything you need. You get to trust that.
I love that. Thank you so much,
You're so
Kristen.
welcome.
And ladies, really take that in. You have everything you need in this moment. I want to remind you that you're a masterpiece that's unfolding. that you are a divine emanation that has come here to do extraordinary things that no one else can do the way you can do it. I hope you'll come back to Women Awakening often. We put up new podcasts every week, and you will meet extraordinary women who are just mirroring to you possibilities. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you really soon.